right now on 5 on your side at 10.
First tonight, car theft victims want their day in court. The I-Team explains how Kia and Hyundai owners may end up in a nationwide battle against the automakers.
Rain will dampen part of your weekend, the timeline when you'll need the umbrella.
But first tonight, the school shooter's family says there were red flags, but Missouri does not have red flag laws.
You got a criminal that committed a criminal act, and all the laws in the world are not going to stop those things.
We break down how many times police were called to the shooter's home.
The tragedy at Central VPA High School is putting focus on Missouri's gun laws. I'm Ann Allred.
And I'm Mike Bush. The governor defended the laws tonight. 5 on your side's Laura Barczewski is here to break down the debate and has new details on how the shooter got the gun in the first place.
Mike and Ann, police say if red flag laws were in place in Missouri, they might have been able to take the gun away before the shooter ever walked into the school. Family says there were warning signs.
Police records obtained by 5 on your side show officers went to Orlando Harris's house at least 4 times since June. Once the crisis response unit went, again for a suicide attempt, another for a threat with a violent weapon, and finally on October 15th for a domestic disturbance. That's when St. Louis Police Chief Michael Sachs says family members expressed concerns about a gun.
They contacted us and said that he had a firearm. I believe it could have possibly been this gun. The officers in their response handed it over to somebody else, an adult who was lawfully able to possess it. The mother at the time wanted it out of the house.
Sources say after police left, Harris somehow got that gun back and put it in a locker he rented at the Extra Space Storage Facility along Watson Road. Police say he tried to buy a gun from a licensed St. Charles dealer on October 8th, but an FBI background check blocked the sale, so he went to a private seller. Investigators claim the new federal law Congress passed expanding background checks did not extend to this private sale, and because Missouri doesn't have a red flag law, they couldn't take the rifle on the 15th when they went to his house.
The red flag laws have never been in place in Missouri. You're still talking about somebody with a mental illness that went into it and committed a criminal act.
Police later disputed this claim that officers can confiscate weapons from people with mental illness.
In the state of Missouri that we look at whether somebody has mental health issues or not. I don't think there's any question. If people have mental health issues, you can take their weapons on that.
St. Louis police are actively suing Governor Mike Parson for the law he signed, which declares laws and court orders invalid, including those that prohibit the possession, ownership, use, or transfer of a firearm or the confiscation of one.
You got a criminal that committed a criminal act, and all the laws in the world are not going to stop those things when they occur.
5 on your side reached back out to Governor Parson's office to get further clarification on what law allows authorities to take weapons from those who are mentally ill. And at this hour, we've not heard back. Mike.
Laura, thanks. Tonight, a school safety officer is talking about the moment he came face to face with the shooter.
I said, hey. No sooner as I said that, he immediately aimed that AR-15 at me and shot at me. I took off and ran down the hallway up against the wall because my training, my instincts went into training mode right off the bat.
Jermaine Yancey spent 3 decades in the military before coming to Central VPA 5 years ago as a school safety officer. He says Monday was the first time he was ever in the line of fire. Yancey sprinted up 3 flights of stairs, alerting students and staff of the danger.
It could have been more lives taken, but thank God that I did what I could to get everybody out that building. I did what I can do as an officer to get everyone to safety. That was my main concern. First and foremost was safety.
Yancey credits training for saving lives that day. He encourages other schools and law enforcement to train often.
Tackling school safety. Tonight, Missouri Congresswoman Cori Bush held a town hall meeting to discuss that timely topic.
It was scheduled months ahead of the deadly shooting at Central VPA High. Our Robert Townsend was there and joins us live from downtown. Robert.
Mike and Ann, the town hall lasted for about 2 hours. Now, many people spoke out, but let me tell you, one Central VPA student captivated the crowd. Missouri 1st District Congresswoman Cori Bush's town hall meeting attracted more than 200 people. Elected officials, clergy members, counselors, and parents packed the multipurpose center at Florissant Valley Community College to talk about school safety. Researchers say this year there have been more than 40 school shootings nationwide. Congresswoman Bush called the violence a public health crisis.
School shootings, they are preventable. We must be the ones willing to act.
Bush called for changes in gun laws and pleaded to state legislators on both sides to work together to ensure that schools are safe for students. But it was a fiery Central VPA High senior, Veronica Russell, who brought the crowd to its feet.
It is a problem that concerns every single one of us.
Russell held back tears when she talked about the horrifying shooting at her South City High School on Monday.
Let us use this pain to remind our hearts of what it feels like to lose.
The panelists shared many concerns about school safety in the St. Louis area. The tough topic, especially not easy, as the community mourns the 2 lives lost at Central VPA.
And if we can get this support as adults, then we can be there and be a support to our children.
That no neighbor, no parent, no child should ever have to experience.
Now, Bush also recognized several people she called everyday heroes. Some of those folks were the emergency responders who rushed to Central VPA and saved lives. We're live downtown. Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.
The teacher, many say, stepped in front of her students to protect them, will be laid to rest on Monday. A visitation for Jean Kushka will be held Sunday from 2 until 8 at Cutest Funeral Home in Afton. A funeral mass will be celebrated at the Cathedral Basilica of St. Louis Monday morning at 10 o'clock. She is survived by her husband, 2 sons, and 3 daughters. She also had 6 grandchildren. Our coverage of the Central VPA shooting continues now on KSTK.com. In the As Seen on TV section, we have information on business fundraisers and GoFundMe pages for victims. We also have a list of resources for people having a hard time dealing with the tragedy.
Tonight, 5 on your side was there as parents from Jana Elementary met with district leaders to discuss what will happen next for those students.
That meeting wrapped up just a couple of hours ago. 5 on your side's Brent Solomon is live outside of the Hazelwood Schools headquarters with reaction from the PTA president. Brent.
Well, she tells me that their fight continues tonight. I'm told more than 100 people showed up to tonight's meeting, along with 3 Hazelwood school board members. However, school leaders did not want the media to attend tonight's meeting here at Hazelwood Central High. They said this was just an opportunity for officials to meet with parents. Of course, this follows reports of high levels of radioactive contamination at Jana Elementary. I'm told there was 15 minutes of public comment tonight, everyone speaking against splitting students up. They want to keep their school community together by transferring the whole school to a vacant building. The PTA president tells me school leaders seem to be convinced, though, that students should be separated when they return to class after Thanksgiving.
No one in the room feels heard. We definitely spoke to our concerns, and we definitely heard the positions of the Hazelwood board and administration. But what we hear are a bunch of reasons why we can't, rather than solutions for can.
What would you say to school leaders?
What I would say is to rethink what their decision that made. I would rethink that and look at the options that we do have, and utilize them options.
Now, I reached out to the school district for their take on what happened tonight and to ask whether the school board will vote on redistricting students when the board meets in 5 days. I'll let you know if we hear back. Live in North St. Louis County tonight, Brent Solomon, 5 on your side.
Developing tonight, growing health concerns as respiratory illnesses among children spread across the country, including here in St. Louis. It's all happening as the winter months quickly approach.
COVID-19 combined with a potentially bad influenza season, and now we're seeing RSV going up at the same time. That obviously makes us concerned that we might get into this triple pandemic situation.
Tonight, St. Louis Children's Hospital says it's seeing the highest rate of RSV and respiratory illnesses in 2 years. Right now, cases are nearly 300% more than this time last year. Hospital officials say they tested 1,200 patients for RSV last week. 19% tested positive.
Election Day now 12 days away. Voters in both Missouri and Illinois will help decide the balance of power in Washington. Casey Decker from our Verified team explains what's at stake in the midterms.
Democrats currently control the House and Senate, but that could change if Republicans gain 6 more seats in the House or 1 in the Senate. Both are possible this midterm election, with every House member and a third of senators on the ballot. But it's not all or nothing. Controlling just one chamber gives a party certain powers, besides just the ability to block legislation. Whoever holds either chamber can form committees, which can hold hearings and order people to testify or provide documents, so the party in power can launch investigations like the January 6th one or shut them down.
See an election claim you'd like us to verify? Email verify@ksdk.com.
5 on Your Side wants to make sure you have all the information to know to vote. We put together a comprehensive voter guide, and you can read up on the candidates from all parties for different offices across Missouri and Illinois. There's also information on early voting, election day hours, and requirements. Just text the word GUIDE to 314-425-5355, and we'll send you a link. And join us election night for expanded results and analysis. Our coverage will begin as soon as the polls close at 7 p.m. on 5+ and on KSDK.com. That coverage will continue on 5 on Your Side at 10.
No signs of slowing down. Thefts of Hyundais and Kias are revving up.
This is just remarkable, jaw-dropping remarkable.
Tonight, our I-Team talks to the attorney who wants to be in the driver's seat in the push to force automakers to slam the brakes on criminals.
The final weekend of October features some rain, courtesy of this system coming out of the southwest. The timeline on when you can expect that rain in your neighborhood.
Tonight, state investigators are looking into the cause of a train derailment at Silver Dollar City. 6 guests and a park employee were hurt in last night's incident. None of the injuries are serious. The Missouri State Fire Marshal's office says the Frisco Silver Dollar Line steam train was up to date on its permits.
Now we are at 48 car break-ins and 4 break-ins for our bar.
Thieves hit a Soulard bar yet again.
Surveillance video shows someone breaking the front window at DB Sports Bar overnight. It shows the suspects hopping out of a white Hyundai Elantra with a missing front license plate. The thieves didn't get away with anything. Just 24 hours earlier, another Soulard business was hit. Thieves in a red Hyundai Elantra broke into the Island on Russell. They got away with some cash. St. Louis police confirm at least 5 break-ins between downtown and Soulard in the last 2 days, and they're working to find out if any of them are connected. It's the crime wave that won't stop. Hyundais and Kias being stolen at double, even triple the pace in just a year.
Our I-Team has been exposing this issue for months, and now an attorney says all the cops in the world will not stop the thefts. But he tells our Christine Byers a lawsuit might.
They tried to steal my Kia, bro.
We've seen the videos online.
They busted out the back window.
We've heard from the victims.
My kid's car seat was gone, along with a few of his toys.
And we've seen the damage left behind.
All my seatbelts were cut and the whole ignition was busted.
Now, at least one attorney wants a jury to weigh in.
I mean, we'll probably get a dozen calls today from people that have had their cars stolen.
Jonathan Michaels is a civil attorney in Orange County, California. It's also the home of Hyundai and Kia's headquarters. He's one of multiple attorneys across the country who have filed class action lawsuits against the automakers, faulting them for making their cars too easy to steal. There are now 26 lawsuits on the books, including some from Missouri and Illinois.
This is just remarkable, jaw-dropping remarkable.
The federal courts want to combine them, and Michaels is asking to be appointed as the lead counsel.
We're bringing it to their doorstep.
So far this year, St. Louis County Police have arrested 165 people for car thefts. And there's been nearly 1,000 Hyundais and Kias stolen in unincorporated areas alone. A quarter of those arrested are juveniles. In St. Louis County, they end up in Chief Juvenile Officer Rick Gaines's care.
But holding kids accountable doesn't mean that every child needs to be in a secure detention facility.
Juvenile crimes are on a point system. The more points you get, the more likely you are to be detained. But car thefts are property crimes, and they don't rank that high. And you see better outcomes with juveniles
way
that
much
are
better
not held.
Yes.
Michael says no matter how many kids come to Gaines or arrests police make, it won't stop the problem. Videos of the so-called Kia boys stealing cars with nothing but a USB cord and a screwdriver have been online for months.
That TikTok video has been seen by 33 million people, and we're seeing no slowdown. They sell these same vehicles in other countries with the engine immobilizer. They just don't include it here in the United States. In Europe, the government in Europe actually does require it over there.
Michaels believes there are more than 4 million cars without a chip in the key to start the car. Hyundai and Kia say all of their cars meet federal motor vehicle safety standards, and consumers chose not to buy higher trim levels that included immobilizers.
You cannot go out to consumers and represent this as cutting edge, world-class, leading-in-class technology and not include it.
Michael says the automakers acknowledged in a document from 2007 that immobilizers reduce thefts by up to 80%. Hyundai and Kia are offering a security kit to stop thefts, but you have to buy it for $170 and also pay for installation. Michaels and other victims say that the company is trying to profit over a problem they created. For more on their responses, go to KSDK.com.
If you have a tip for the 5 on Your Side I-Team, call us at 314-444-5231 or email 5onyourside@ksdk.com. All calls and correspondence will be kept confidential.
Well, Halloween is just a few days away, and Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell joins us now with the Weather First forecast. I know the kids are wondering, will it rain?
You know, I think we're good for Monday night. Here's the thing. Some places they trick or treat on Saturday night or even Sunday night so that they don't have to do it during the week. So we may have some issues at times this weekend. There's going to be some dry time, though, for a good chunk of the weekend. Right now, it's Kansas down into Oklahoma and Texas, where we are finding the showers and the thunderstorms. We're looking at temperatures in the lower 50s in St. Louis as we look over towards one of our favorite places over in Forest Park at the St. Louis Science Center. 52 degrees in St. Louis right now. There's a live look at the Gateway Arch. We do have the high clouds in place. Our winds are out of the east at 9 miles per hour, and 62 was our top temperature today. We're looking again at lows tonight, dropping back into the 30s, away from town, low 40s in town. The clouds continue to stream in, but they are high, thin clouds that are streaming our way. And odds are we'll see them in and out again tomorrow like we saw today. So a decent amount of sunshine. That's because this system is spinning. The energy in the upper levels is coming across New Mexico right now, and that is going to cause this moisture down to the south to take more of a northward turn, at least initially. So we'll have to wait until later Saturday and most likely Saturday night before we get any rain around here. We are looking at a pretty good day tomorrow, reasonably bright, just the high thin clouds. The fire pit forecast for tomorrow night, it'll be great. Temperatures dropping back into the 50s. And since we had some rain this past week, it's a lot safer to burn at this point. Now, rain chances this weekend. As we go into the hours after sunset on Saturday, those rain chances by midnight ramp up dramatically, stay that way through Sunday morning, then start to drop off late Sunday afternoon. How much rain are we talking about here? Well, most likely the heaviest amounts will be east and southeast of St. Louis. There may be some spots they get a little more than an inch. Most of us are going to stay with less than 3/4 of an inch. Here it comes Saturday night, sliding in from the south. So most of the day Saturday, it's more of a thickening cloud cover scenario. And then Sunday, the steadier showers will shift east. And so it becomes more scattered heading into Sunday night. And by Monday morning, while we still have clouds here, they'll be scooting on out. And we expect to see skies clearing still in the 50s. So maybe a light wrap over the costume, but we won't need the rain gear for Monday evening. Ooh, how about that haunted weather forecast music? Oh, yes. All right, so there you go. Here we go into next week. Once we get done with this batch of rain for Saturday night into Sunday and get past Halloween, look at the middle of next week, how nice it is, around 70 to 72 for the highs. Maybe next weekend, another weather system that brings us some rain.
I can't wait to steal all my kids' candy.
I know. I hope they get good chocolate.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll bring some for all of us.
Okay, good.
Thank you, Scott. Let's get to Frank.
I just eat granola, by the way.
Ah.
The Blues had a bad night in Nashville. Some Cardinals are up for a cool award, and wait till you see how SLU surprised and made a Hall of Famer a happy camper. You know, we overreact in sports because it's more fun to have a hot take than to say everything will be okay. That's boring. Now, I'm not here to say the Blues are bad. However, it's 3 losses in a row, and in those losses, they've been outscored 13-3. They have some issues. Let's go to Nashville. A minute in, Justin Falk will shoot it, and Robert Thomas will deflect it for his first goal of the season. Early second period, Blues on the power play, and Braden Shen one-times a howitzer. Blues take a 2-1 lead. Hey, remember Zach Sanford, who scored a goal in Game 7 for the Note against the Bruins? Tonight, he scores on a gorgeous wraparound to beat Thomas Greiss. Nashville led it 3-2. Blues pulled their goalie early. That didn't work either. The Preds win 6-2. Blues host the Canadiens on Saturday night. The Ravens and Bucks on Thursday Night Football, and Devin Duvernay will see daylight and run to it. The Ravens go to Tampa, and they lead it right now 27-16 in the final minute. Cardinals hitting coach Jeff Albert bailed on the team because he didn't like the criticism. I wonder, though, if he's smiling today because 4 of his hitters are up for the Silver Slugger Award. Paul Goldschmidt is one of 5 National League finalists at first base. He was powering towards a triple crown before fading in September. Still, he was tops in slugging and OPS. His co-MVP candidate, Nolan Arenado, goes for a 5th Silver Slugger. Austin Riley, Manny Machado are also nominees. Albert Pujols is nominated as the DH. He surpassed 700, and he led everyone in OPS after the All-Star break. And Tommy Edman is a nominee in the utility category. He tailed off, but had his best average and slugging percentage since his rookie year. Hopefully, 3 of those 4 will be back, and we do know the Cardinals are shopping for a catcher.
As we look at like what that market might look like, it's going to be very difficult to just say, oh, we're replacing Yachty. There is definitely some offensive upside possibly in that, but we don't want to take a huge step backwards defensively because we've built our club around defense.
Make sure you are with us for Sports Plus after the Packers-Bills game on Sunday night. John Mozeliak on the Cardinal moves, Travis Ford in studio on his Billikens, and the story of the magical bat from St. Louis and what it did for Harrison Bader in the postseason. An international friendly is coming to City Park on November 16th. The first soccer game ever played in that state-of-the-art facility will pit St. Louis City SC versus a German professional team. Tickets go on sale this Friday. Hey, I want you to check this photo out. This is Mr. Soccer Bill McDermott when he played on SLU's 2 national championship teams. Today, SLU Athletic Director Chris May and President Fred Pistello asked Bill to speak to both the men's and women's teams. But this was all a setup. You see, they wanted to do something special for Bill, who has served SLU's student athletes for 50 years in a variety of roles.
Athletics has honored me this afternoon to be able to bestow an honor upon this man for all he's done for this institution. As we name this press box, go ahead, let's show him. This will be forever known as the Bill McDermott Press Box. You deserve it, Bill. You've done so much for us.
Surprise. As I mentioned just a moment ago, it's pretty much impossible to catch me speechless. This is a total surprise. And everybody that I work with here at the games, they obviously knew.
That expression on his face was priceless. Again, he had no idea. Let me say this. St. Louis City SC should get Bill McDermott involved because when you think soccer in St. Louis, you think of one man.
He's been the greatest ambassador for soccer in St. Louis.
Definitely.
Absolutely, and we're so proud of him and so happy for him.
Congratulations. All right, thanks, Frank. It's the gateway to the West, and it's celebrating a birthday. Millions of people the Arch has attracted over the years.
$800 million is now up for grabs in Saturday night's Powerball drawing. No one matched all 6 balls last night. It's now the 2nd largest prize in Powerball history with a cash value of nearly $384 million.
From the Golden Arches to the big Silver Arch that's the symbol of our city, the Gateway Arch turns 57 tomorrow. It was October 28, 1965, when construction crews put that last piece in place. The visitor center and tram rides would not open for another 18 months. More than 140 million have visited the Gateway Arch National Park since.
Okay, so for your next trivia contest, here are some facts about the arch. 630 feet tall. It's also 630 feet wide. The shape is an wait a second. The exterior is made of a 1/4-inch stainless steel, and the arch is made of 142 different sections. So 142 different sections. I didn't know that till that script came up.
And
so.
it's very St. Louis to say for your next trivia night.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. There you have it. 5 on your side at 10. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is next.
I think we're tired. Jimmy's guest tonight, Millie, Bobby Brown. I'm tired. Tegan and Sarah. Start your day with Today in St. Louis at 4 a.m.